Chosen one, hear this with the fullness of your heart because God is speaking directly to you in this moment. The message is not soft, not hidden, but a warning so clear that it will stir your very soul. You must not give up on that person. They are not just another face that has appeared in your story. They are not a coincidence, not an interruption, not a random encounter. They are your mission, a divine assignment given to you by the Creator Himself. This connection was written long before you saw their face or knew their name. Their presence in your life is woven with purpose, and you have been chosen to stand by them. Think carefully about this. That person, whether a family member who has strayed, a friend who has fallen, a stranger who keeps returning into your path, or even someone who stretches your patience until it feels like it will break, is not there by chance. They are bound to your destiny. You are meant to be their anchor when storms rise, their light when shadows close in, their reminder that miracles are real and that God still works through human hands and human hearts. This is not a role you stumbled into. This is a calling. God is asking you to see beyond what your eyes can grasp. That person carries a weight, perhaps heavier than you can imagine. They may stumble into mistakes, bury their dreams beneath fear, or hide wounds so deep no one else notices. But God notices. He sees the battles raging within them, the tears they never cry aloud, the quiet prayers they've given up on. And because He sees, He sent you. Not to judge, not to fix, not to control, but to stand as a living reflection of His love. Think of Moses, who was called to lead a people who often fought him, doubted him, and even turned against him. Still, he did not abandon them. Why? Because God had spoken, and Moses valued the mission above his frustration. In the same way, you have been called to remain steady, to endure with patience, and to place the purpose God has given you above your own weariness. Your presence in this person's life is not an accident. It is a divine appointment. This is why the warning is so sharp. The enemy is hoping you will quit. The enemy is whispering that your efforts are wasted, that you've done enough, that it's time to walk away. But if you let that voice win, the darkness gains ground. This person's breakthrough, their healing, their return to God's light is tied to your refusal to give up. You are not just holding space for them. You are fighting a spiritual battle that reaches far beyond what you can see. Think of Ruth, who could have left Naomi when the world told her it was wiser to go. Yet she stayed, and her loyalty birthed a lineage that would lead to David and ultimately to Jesus Himself. Your role with this person may be planting seeds of a miracle so much bigger than you, a miracle only God sees fully. Understand this. You are not asked to carry the full burden. God alone is Savior. Your mission is to be a vessel, to reflect His grace, to remind them that they are not forgotten. Even if they reject you, even if they wound you with words or choices, even if their resistance feels impossible, your task is not to force transformation. Your task is to remain faithful, to keep showing love when it's not returned, to be steady when they falter. That is where divine love is revealed. Consider Jesus with Peter. Peter denied Him 3 times, yet Jesus restored him because He knew the leader Peter was meant to become. You are called to hold that same vision, to see the potential within this person even when they cannot see it themselves. Your love is meant to echo God's patience, His endurance, His mercy. It will not be easy. At times this mission may drain you. There will be nights when you cry out to God, moments when you wonder if your prayers even matter, moments when you feel invisible in your sacrifice. But hear this. Every tear, every whispered prayer, every act of faithfulness is seen and recorded by heaven. Galatians 6 verse 9 reminds you not to grow weary in doing good, for at the right time, harvest will come. That harvest belongs to you, and it belongs to them. One day, you will see it. Their eyes will light with hope again. Their spirit will rise from the ashes. Their life will turn toward God's purpose. And when that day comes, you will know that your refusal to give up was the bridge that carried them across. You are not simply helping a person. You are partnering with God in a divine rescue mission. Their testimony will shine for His glory, and your role in it will stand as proof of your calling. But what if they don't change? What if they keep resisting? That does not mean you failed. Your mission was never to force transformation. As Paul wrote in 1 Corinthians 3 verse 7, the one who plants and the one who waters are nothing. It is God who makes things grow. Release the pressure of results. Your obedience is enough. God will handle the rest. And while you walk this mission, something else is happening. You are being transformed too. Every time you stay instead of walk away, every time you choose love over bitterness, your own spirit deepens. You are becoming more like Christ, who never abandoned humanity even when it cost him everything. This person is not only your mission, they are your mirror, reflecting back the strength and grace God has been building within you. Perhaps you wonder, why me? Why would God choose you for something so heavy? The answer is simple. Because you can. Because you have walked through fire before and survived. Because your faith has been tested and refined. Because your heart carries a resilience others don't. You are like David before Goliath, unarmed in the world's eyes but unstoppable with God's strength. That is why you were chosen. Do not let doubt deceive you. The enemy will try to convince you that this is too much, that you are too small, that the person is too far gone. But Isaiah 55 verse 11 promises that God's word never returns empty. Every prayer, every act of love, every moment of presence is his word alive in you, and it will accomplish what he intends. Chosen one, do not walk away. You are their lifeline, their reminder that God still sends light into the darkest places. You are not alone in this. God walks with you every step. And across the world, others like you are carrying their own missions, standing in their own callings, part of the same great movement of chosen ones. This is your Esther moment, the moment you were called for, the moment to stand firm and say yes to the purpose God has written on your life. You are not just holding up another person, you are holding open a doorway for miracles. Do not give up for what God has started through you. No enemy can destroy. You are carrying a mission, one that is bigger than yourself, and you are not alone in it. There are countless others walking their own divine paths, chosen to carry love, hope, and faith into places where darkness once lived. When you choose to step into this calling, you are not only walking with God, you are standing shoulder to shoulder with thousands of other souls who have said yes to his voice. This is not just about subscribing to an idea or declaring a symbol like 777. It is about aligning yourself with a higher purpose, about choosing to fight for love, faith, and obedience, not only for someone else's sake, but for the glory of God himself. The story of this person in your life is not finished, and neither is yours. Every time you choose to stay, when it would be easier to leave, you are writing another line in a divine narrative. You are not just helping them survive their storm. You are building a legacy of faith, the kind that ripples through generations. Think of Joseph, who was betrayed by his brothers and thrown into darkness, yet chose forgiveness instead of bitterness. His decision not only saved his family, it saved nations. Your choice to stay faithful may feel small in the moment, but the ripples will extend far beyond what your eyes can see, touching lives you may never meet. To remain faithful doesn't always look glamorous. It looks like showing up when your strength is low. It looks like whispering prayers when your body is tired. It looks like loving through pain, trusting God's plan when nothing makes sense, and believing in someone's worth because God has declared it over them. Faithfulness has never been about perfection. It is about persistence. Every step forward, no matter how small, is victory in God's eyes. Every act of love is a stone laid on the path toward breakthrough, both for them and for you. It is easy to fall into the trap of measuring your success by how they respond. If they don't change, if they don't thank you, you may feel like your efforts are wasted. But God's measure is not their reaction. His measure is your obedience, your heart, your willingness to keep loving without condition. The true success is not in their transformation. It is in your faithfulness. Keep your eyes on him, not on how they respond. Psalm 37 verse 4 tells us that when you delight in the Lord, he will give you the desires of your heart. The longing you carry for their healing is a reflection of God's own heart for them, and he will honor it. This mission requires trust. Trust that God knows exactly what he's doing. Trust that he placed this person in your life for a divine reason. Trust that even the smallest effort you make is woven into a larger plan. Think of Noah, who built an ark for years while people mocked him. He hadn't seen the rain, yet he trusted God's word. You may not see their breakthrough yet, but that doesn't mean God isn't working. Your steady faithfulness becomes the foundation upon which he builds his miracle. Sometimes, you'll notice that their struggles reflect your own, their doubts, their fears, their resistance. It mirrors battles you've already fought or are still fighting. And in those moments, you realize this mission isn't just about saving them. It is about refining you, strengthening you, shaping you into the person God has always known you to be. Every time you choose to stay, you are proving to yourself that you can overcome. You are showing the enemy that your light will not be dimmed. You are revealing to the world that God's love flowing through you cannot be stopped. The beauty of this mission lies in its ripple effect. Your faithfulness doesn't stop at one person. It pours into your family, who sees your resilience. It touches your friends, who witness your grace. It even impacts strangers, who sense the light you carry without ever knowing your name. You're not just saving a single soul, you are showing the world what it means to love as Christ loved. Your life becomes a testimony, living proof that God's love never abandons, never gives up, and never fails. There will be moments when giving up feels like the easier option. Their choices may wound you, their rejection may sting, and the progress may feel unbearably slow. But in those moments, God places a warning like fire in your spirit. Do not give up. You are stronger than you think. You were built for this very mission. Philippians 4 verse 13 reminds you that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. That strength is not just a promise. It is the power that will carry you when your own feels gone. This person's destiny is bound to your obedience. Their healing, their light, their unfolding purpose is tied to your willingness to remain. You are not a bystander in their story. You are a chosen player, handpicked by God to be His vessel in their life. Think of Mary Magdalene, freed by Jesus from her darkness. Someone believed in her before she believed in herself. You are that person for this soul. Your faith in them is the bridge that may carry them to redemption, and while you pour into them, God is pouring into you. Every act of staying, every moment of prayer, every step of faith is shaping you. Your heart is expanding, your faith is deepening, your purpose is being revealed. This person is not only your mission, they are your mirror, reflecting back the strength and resilience you never knew you had. Each choice to remain faithful is a choice to step deeper into your calling. The world may shout at you to walk away. It may tell you this person isn't worth your time. But God's voice rises above that noise, declaring with clarity, do not give up. You are not laboring for human approval. You are laboring for His glory. Your persistence is a living sacrifice, a testament to your trust in His plan. And one day, even if they don't see it now, they will look back and recognize God's hand through you. They will remember the prayers, the tears, the unwavering love you showed when others would have walked away. Your mission is a promise, one God has sealed with His word. 1 Corinthians 15 verse 58 assures you that your labor in the Lord is never in vain. Every effort you make is an eternal investment. You are not just helping one person, you are building God's kingdom here on earth, showing through your actions that love truly never fails. This mission demands courage, and courage is something God has already placed within you. It takes courage to love without being loved in return, to stay when leaving would be easier, to trust when you cannot see. Yet you were forged for this. Your trials have shaped you, your faith has strengthened you, and your calling has marked you as chosen. Even in the moments when you feel like you are failing, remember that God does not measure by the visible. He measures by your heart, and if your heart continues to choose faithfulness, then you are succeeding in His eyes. Every prayer you pray, every act of kindness, every moment of staying when it hurts, becomes a stroke of God's pen in their life story. Though you cannot yet see the full picture, trust that it is breathtaking. Trust that your obedience is shifting everything. You are their light, their proof that God's love has not abandoned them. The enemy wants you to believe you're too weak, that this mission is too heavy, that your love won't make a difference. But God's warning silences those lies. Do not dare to give up. You are equipped by His own hand. Ephesians 6 verse 10 calls you to be strong in the Lord and in His mighty power, and that mighty power flows through you right now. Even when patience wears thin, when faith feels stretched, when your tears fall freely, remember, those tears are seeds. Every moment of frustration, every challenge, every painful step is a place where God plants breakthrough. You are not just lifting another person, you are being shaped into a vessel that carries His glory into the world. And though the timing may feel unbearable, God's timing is perfect. Habakkuk 2 verse 3 reminds you that though the vision lingers, wait for it. It will not prove false. Your faithfulness is paving the way for their healing, and God will bring it to pass. This mission is not only about them, it is about you stepping into the fullness of your divine purpose. Each choice to remain faithful is a resounding yes to God's will. You are living proof of His love, a vessel of His grace, a carrier of His light. Your faithfulness is changing everything, and you're not walking this road alone. God is with you every step, guiding your heart and strengthening your spirit. And beyond that, there is an entire community of chosen ones who, like you, are carrying their own divine assignments. Stand with them. Declare with them. Align yourself fully with this calling, because this person's breakthrough is closer than you realize. God has already seen the harvest of every seed you've planted, every prayer you've whispered, every tear you've shed. You've been holding on with such faith, and the truth is their transformation is already in motion. Your faithfulness is the very key unlocking what is about to unfold. This is not the moment to give up, because you are standing on holy ground, closer to the miracle than you realize. What you are carrying isn't just about this single person, this situation, or even this life, it's eternal. You are building a legacy, shaping a testimony, advancing the kingdom of God with every step of your perseverance. Your choice to remain steadfast is a living declaration to the heavens that God's love never fails. You may feel like you're carrying this alone, but you're not. God's strength is woven into your very being. His Spirit is guiding you with every decision, and His love is flowing through you like a river that never runs dry. Each step you take in this mission is not fueled by your own strength, but by His power. Philippians 1 verse 6 reminds us, "He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion." Trust that the same God who is completing His work in you is also completing it in them. Your role in this is simple yet profound. Remain faithful, keep loving, and never give up. This person is more than just someone placed in your life. They are your divine opportunity to reveal the heart of God. Each time you choose to stay, you are showing them His patience, His grace, His unrelenting love. You are not only helping them, you are reflecting the Creator to them. Your faithfulness becomes a mirror of His character, a living testament to His power, and a light piercing through their darkness. Of course, the enemy will try to distort your vision. He will whisper lies, telling you that your efforts are wasted, that your love isn't enough, that this person is too far gone. But God's truth shouts louder than any lie. Do not give up. Your prayers are never empty. Your presence is never meaningless. Your love is never wasted. You are making a difference, even when you cannot see it with your eyes. Chosen one, this mission is your calling. It is not only about them, it is also about who you are becoming. Each moment you choose to remain faithful, you are stepping deeper into your own purpose. You are proving that God's love can flow through you even when it feels hardest. You are becoming the living example of what it means to be chosen, to carry a light that does not fade. You may not see the fruit of your faithfulness today, and their breakthrough may seem far away, but God's promises are unshakable. Isaiah 40 verse 31 says, "Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength." Your hope is not in vain. Your strength is being renewed. Their breakthrough is coming, and your faithfulness is paving the way. This person's story is deeply connected to yours. Their healing, their purpose, their light are intertwined with your choice to stay. You are not a bystander in their journey. You are a vital part of their redemption. Your love builds the bridge. Your faith lays the foundation. Your presence is living proof that God never gives up. You may feel weary, but God's strength has no end. You may feel discouraged, but His hope cannot be shaken. You may feel alone, but He is right beside you. Lean into Him. Let His Spirit carry you. Let His love be your compass. You are not simply helping someone. You are fulfilling a divine mission that echoes into eternity. Do not quit now. You were created for this. What you're doing ripples far beyond what you can see. Your choice to stay, to pray, to love, is changing lives you may never even meet. It is weaving together a legacy of faith, building a testimony of God's power, and writing a story of redemption that will outlast you. This person is not just your mission, they are also your mirror. They reflect back the strength, the light, and the glory that God has already planted within you. As you carry this mission, your own transformation is unfolding. Your faith is deepening. Your heart is growing stronger. Your purpose is becoming clearer. The enemy wants you to believe this is too much, that you're not enough, that your prayers are wasted. But God has placed a fire in your soul with this warning. Do not give up. You are stronger than you think, because you are equipped by the Creator Himself. You carry His light, His love, His Spirit. You are chosen, and this mission belongs to you. Keep standing. Keep praying. Keep believing. Keep loving. This person's healing, their freedom, their purpose is being shaped by your faithfulness. You are not just helping them, you are partnering with God in a divine rescue mission. Your prayers are moving mountains. Your love is breaking chains. Your presence is shifting destinies. And even when you feel the weight, remember this: you are never carrying it alone. God is with you, guiding every step, strengthening you at every turn. And beyond that, you are not the only one in this battle. Across the world, other chosen ones are standing strong in their own missions, carrying their own divine assignments. You are part of a family of faith, united in purpose. Together, your choices are shaking the heavens and changing the earth. You are standing right in the middle of your own den, facing challenges that would cause many to turn away, but your faith keeps you anchored. This person's struggle is not meant to crush you. It is the fire that is refining you, proving that you are strong enough to carry out the divine purpose placed on your life. Their darkness does not define them, and it should not define your mission either. You may see their flaws, their mistakes, and their moments of weakness, but God sees their heart. He is calling you to look past the surface and recognize the spark of divinity hidden beneath their pain. Think of Jonah, who was sent to Nineveh even though the people rebelled. Jonah resisted, but when he obeyed, an entire city was saved. In the same way, your obedience could be the key to this person's transformation, the turning point they cannot yet imagine. The world might call you foolish for staying. It may whisper that you are wasting your time and energy on someone undeserving. But God's wisdom always surpasses the wisdom of the world. As it says in 1 Corinthians 1 verse 25, even the so-called foolishness of God is wiser than human wisdom. Your choice to stay is not weakness. It is divine strength. It is your declaration that you trust God's plan more than human logic. You are not called to follow the rules of the world. You are called to follow His voice, to bring love where others only see failure. This person's journey is also a mirror reflecting your own growth. Their struggles bring back memories of your battles, your doubts, your moments of fear, and how you chose faith over despair. Every time you choose to stay, you are proving to yourself that you are not bound by your past. You are not only helping them, you are rewriting your own story. You are showing through your life that God's grace is powerful enough to redeem any moment. This mission is as much about your transformation as it is about theirs. It is a shared journey of healing, redemption, and hope. At times, you may feel their pain so deeply that it weighs on your heart, pulling you into their storm. But remember this, chosen one, you are not meant to drown in their chaos. You are meant to be their lighthouse, guiding them toward shore without being swept away yourself. Psalm 46 verse 1 tells us, God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Lean into that promise. Allow God to shield your heart while you extend His love to them. Your mission is to stand firm, not to carry their burdens alone. They may seem like they are running from God, from you, and even from themselves. But no matter how far they go, you remain a steady presence they cannot outrun. Your faithfulness reminds them, whether they realize it or not, that God's love never stops pursuing us. Think of the prodigal son, who wandered far from home but was embraced with love the moment he returned. You are the arms of God in this person's life, waiting and ready for the moment they turn back. Your calling is to be that constant, unshakable love. Of course, the enemy will try to discourage you. He will whisper that you are not enough, that your efforts are too small, that your prayers are going unheard. But God's voice is stronger. You are enough because He chose you. Your prayers, your persistence, your love, they are powerful tools in His hands. As Zechariah 4 verse 6 reminds us, not by might, nor by power, but by my Spirit. It is not your strength that will save this person. It is God's Spirit working through you. Trust in that truth and keep pressing forward. This mission you carry is eternal. Every moment you give, every prayer you whisper, every act of love is a seed planted in God's kingdom. You may not yet see the harvest, but it is growing beneath the surface. Like Abraham, who believed in God's promise even when he had no child, you are being asked to trust in what is unseen. Your faithfulness is building something much bigger than you realize, something that will outlast your own lifetime. You are shaping a legacy of faith, a testimony that will echo into eternity. You might ask yourself if you are doing this right. You may wonder whether your words and actions truly make a difference. But God does not ask for perfection. He asks for obedience. The quiet prayers, the small acts of love, the simple choice to remain faithful, these are enough. As Jesus said in Matthew 17 verse 20, even faith as small as a mustard seed can move mountains. Your faith is moving mountains in this person's life, even if you cannot yet see the shift. There will be times when their pain spills over and wounds you. Their struggles may cause them to lash out, perhaps even against you. But your mission is to see beyond their actions and into the wound beneath. Remember how Jesus, even as he was crucified, prayed, "Father, forgive them." You are called to love through the pain, to forgive, to show grace. These choices are breaking chains in their life. Even if they are unaware of it, your role in their story is unique. No one else could fulfill it the way you can. God chose you specifically because of your heart, your experiences, and your faith. Think of David, chosen not for his appearance or stature, but because of his heart. You too were chosen for yours. The love you carry for this person is a reflection of God's love, a light only you can shine into their darkness. The enemy may try to make you feel small, as though your efforts amount to nothing. But every prayer, every moment of patience, every choice to remain is a victory in the spiritual realm. You are not just standing for this person, you are standing for the glory of God. As Ephesians 6 verse 12 teaches us, our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the powers of darkness. Your faithfulness is a weapon dismantling the enemy's plans, clearing the way for this person's breakthrough. Patience is part of this mission. You may long to see immediate results, but God's work is often steady and unseen, like seeds growing beneath the soil. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1 reminds us there is a season for everything under heaven. This is your season to plant and trust. Their season to bloom is coming. Even when it feels like you are giving more than you receive, God sees your sacrifice. Hebrews 6 verse 10 assures us that God is not unjust. He will never forget the work you have done or the love you have shown by helping His people. Your love for this person is, in truth, love for God, and He will honor it. They may not yet realize the depth of your prayers, the weight of your tears, or the strength of your faith. But one day they will look back and recognize that you were the one who stayed, who carried light into their darkness. Your mission is planting seeds that will grow into their testimony. You are walking in divine purpose, and every step you take is shaping you into the person God created you to be. This journey is refining your heart, deepening your faith, and making your love more like Christ's. The enemy will try to point out their setbacks, insisting that nothing is changing. But God's work is often hidden before it is revealed. Just like a seed beneath the soil, your efforts are taking root. Isaiah 55 verse 10 reminds us that God's word never returns empty, and your love, which is God's word in action, will bear fruit. This mission is about trusting God's timing. You may want to rush their healing or force their breakthrough, but God's plan unfolds perfectly in His time. Think of Lazarus, who seemed lost until Jesus called him back after 4 days. What looks impossible to you is still possible with God. Your role is to pray, to love, and to remain faithful. Their resurrection is coming, and you are part of that miracle. And remember, you are not alone in this. God is with you every step of the way. There is also a community of chosen ones, each carrying their own missions, standing shoulder to shoulder in obedience to God's call. Stand with them in faith. Declare your commitment, align your spirit with His purpose, and know that you are part of something much bigger than yourself. The weight of this mission may feel heavy at times, but you are chosen because you can bear it. Your strength is not your own. It comes from the Lord. Psalm 28 verse 7 declares, "The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusts in Him, and He helps me." Trust that truth, and let it carry you forward. You were not chosen to break. You were chosen to shine, to love, to endure, and to stand as proof that God's grace is greater than any storm. You were never meant to stand in the shadows, chosen one. You were created to shine, to carry light into places where darkness is settled, and to see what others cannot yet see. The story of the person God placed in your life is not defined by their struggles, their mistakes, or their brokenness. Their story is about their potential, about the future God already sees for them. While the world may only notice their flaws, God sees them whole. He sees them walking in purpose, standing tall in their identity, radiating His light. And He has called you to see that same vision, even when they cannot. Think of Samuel anointing David when he was nothing more than a shepherd boy. Samuel looked beyond the ordinary, beyond what was in front of him, and he saw a king in the making. In the same way, you are called to see this person's destiny, not just their present state. Your faith is the bridge that carries them toward that future. The enemy will whisper that your efforts are too small to matter, that your prayers, your kindness, and your faithfulness aren't making any difference. But do not believe that lie. Every prayer you speak, every gentle word you share, every moment you choose to stay instead of walking away, it all strikes against the enemy's plan. You are not simply helping this person. You are fighting a battle in the unseen realm. Scripture says in Colossians 1 verse 13, He has rescued us from the dominion of darkness and brought us into the kingdom of the Son He loves. Your love, your faith, your patience. It is all part of that rescue mission, pulling them out of the shadows and into His marvelous light. This mission isn't easy. It is a call to sacrifice, a call to love when it's inconvenient, to stay when leaving might feel easier. But your sacrifice is not unnoticed. God sees it. Every act of faithfulness is a holy offering, a living testimony of worship. Romans 12 verse 1 reminds us, offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. That is what you are doing each time you choose to love, to pray, to stand firm. Your sacrifice moves heaven, and it shifts things on earth. Perhaps you have asked yourself whether this person will ever realize what you've poured out for them. Will they ever understand the nights you stayed awake praying for their breakthrough, or the countless times you chose faith over doubt? Maybe not right now, but one day they will. One day, they will see the light you carry for them when they cannot carry it for themselves. But remember, your mission is not about receiving their gratitude. It is about reflecting God's glory. Your faithfulness is a testimony that His love never fails. This journey will not be rushed. Their transformation is not meant to happen overnight. It is a marathon, not a sprint. You may long for quick results, for visible change, for a clear sign that all your efforts are producing fruit. But God's work is deeper than that. It is slow, steady, and eternal, like a tree that takes years to grow strong roots before it can bear fruit. Psalm 1 verse 3 paints this picture. That person is like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in season. Your love is the water, nourishing their roots. Though you may not yet see the harvest, you are preparing them for their season of fruitfulness. You must never forget that your role is part of a divine mandate. God has entrusted you with this person's heart, their story, their future. You are not here by accident. You are here by design. Think of Paul, who carried the gospel to nations despite opposition. Your mission might feel small in comparison, but it is no less significant. The ripple effects of your faithfulness will reach far beyond what you can see right now. The enemy will try to wear you down. He will point to setbacks, delays, or moments when it feels like nothing is changing, and he will try to convince you that you are failing. But failure does not exist in God's vocabulary. In His eyes, your faithfulness itself is victory. Your very presence, your steadfast love, your unshaken prayers, these are signs of triumph. As 2 Corinthians 2 verse 14 declares, "Thanks be to God, who always leads us as captives in Christ's triumphal procession." You are not failing. You are marching in victory, carrying the love of Christ into their life. To walk this mission, you must learn to see through God's eyes. The world will continue to see only their flaws and their wounds. But God sees their worth, their calling, and their destiny. And He has chosen you to hold on to that vision, even when it feels impossible. Just as Jesus saw Zacchaeus not as a tax collector, but as a son of Abraham, you are called to see this person's true identity, the one God has written in heaven. Your faith is the lifeline that connects them to that truth. You may feel weary at times. The weight of their struggle, the length of this journey, it can make you feel like you have no strength left to keep going. But do not forget, God's strength is limitless. Isaiah 40 verse 29 reminds us, He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Lean on Him. Let His power carry you forward when your own runs dry. You were never meant to walk this mission alone. He is with you, renewing your strength with every step. Their story is still being written, and you are one of the pens in God's hand. Every prayer you pray, every moment you choose love, every time you stay, it all writes another line in their redemption story. You may not see how it ends, but God already does. Trust His pen. Trust His plan. Trust that your role is making a difference. Even when your eyes cannot yet see it, the enemy will also try to make you doubt your own calling. He will whisper that someone else could do this better, that you are unworthy, that you are not equipped for this mission. But God's choice is never a mistake. Just as He chose Gideon, who thought he was the least of the least, He has chosen you for this mission. He saw your heart, your courage, and your faith, and He said, this mission is not only about believing in someone else's breakthrough. It is about believing in God's power to do what you cannot. Hebrews 11 verse 1 says, "Faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see." Your faith is the anchor that steadies you. the strength that allows you to hold them up when they falter. Keep believing. Keep praying. Keep staying. God is working through you in ways you may not yet understand. There may be moments when you feel like you are pouring out more than you have, when their struggles drain you, or when their resistance leaves you hurt. But God's supply never runs dry. He fills you as you pour out. Psalm 23 verse 5 says, "You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows." Your cup is overflowing with His grace, His strength, His love. You have everything you need to continue this mission. Even if this person cannot yet see their own worth, you see it. You see the spark of God inside them, the purpose written into their soul. And you have been entrusted to hold that vision for them, to believe when they cannot. Just as Barnabas believed in Saul's potential when others could only remember his past, you are called to look beyond what is broken and see what God is building. The enemy will keep pointing to their flaws, their failures, their setbacks. But God's voice is stronger. Do not give up. See them through His eyes, not through the world's. Your love is a mirror, reflecting back to them true identity as a child of God. Keep reflecting that light, chosen one. This mission is about perseverance. It is about holding on when it hurts, praying when you're tired, loving when it will be easier to walk away. James 1 verse 12 says, "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life." Your perseverance is your crown, a symbol of your faithfulness as a chosen one. You may wonder when it will all come to pass. When will they change? When will they see? But trust God's timing. His work is never rushed, yet it is always perfect. Just as Moses led the Israelites for 40 years, you may be called to walk a long road. But your faithfulness is building the path for their miracle. Every prayer, every act of love, every moment you stay, is another plank in the bridge leading them from darkness into light. The enemy will say your efforts are wasted, but do not believe him. Every seed you plant is alive. Even when you cannot see it, it is taking root. As 1 Corinthians 3 verse 8 reminds us, the one who plants and the one who waters have one purpose, and they will each be rewarded according to their own labor. Your labor is seen, and it is never in vain. Their story is tied to your obedience. Their healing, their breakthrough, their destiny, is all connected to your decision to remain faithful. You are not simply a bystander. You are a key player in their redemption. Like Esther, who stood in her calling and saved a nation, you are called to stand in yours. Your love is their lifeline. Your faith is their foundation. Your presence is living proof that God never gives up, so keep walking, chosen one. Keep believing, keep praying, keep loving. You are not carrying this alone. God is with you, and so is a great company of chosen ones across the world, each carrying their own mission. Together you form an army of light, each holding space for redemption, each advancing God's kingdom in unseen but powerful ways. This mission is a call to love without limits, to give even when it costs, to stay even when it hurts, to believe even when it feels impossible. Because your love is more than emotion, it is a weapon, a force, a radiant light that breaks through the darkest of nights. As 1 John 4 verse 16 says, God is love. Whoever lives in love lives in God, and God in them. And that chosen one is exactly what you are living out right now. Love is the very essence of God. Whoever lives in love lives in God, and God dwells in them. The love you carry for this person is not ordinary. It is God Himself moving through you, shining His light through your actions, transforming their life through your faithfulness. At times, their resistance may leave you wondering if what you are doing even matters, but every moment you remain is already a victory. Each prayer you lift up is another step toward their breakthrough, and every small act of love is a seed planted in the soil of their heart. Though you may not see it sprouting yet, the roots are taking hold beneath the surface, preparing to bloom in God's perfect time. Trust His process, trust His timing, and trust that your faithfulness is making an eternal difference. This person may feel like a mystery to you, with their heart hidden behind walls you cannot tear down. But God knows every hidden place of their soul, and He is guiding you in how to reach them. Your mission is not to break through their defenses by force, but to patiently stand at the gate, offering love until they are ready to open. Just as the woman at the well encountered Jesus and discovered her worth, this person will meet God's love through you, and that encounter will change everything. Of course, the enemy will try to convince you otherwise. He will whisper that you are too weak, too tired, too flawed for such a mission. But God chose you precisely because of your imperfections, For in your weakness his strength is revealed. As 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9 reminds us, his grace is sufficient, and his power is made perfect in weakness. What you see as flaws are exactly what makes you the perfect vessel for his love to shine through. This mission requires you to see what the world cannot. Others may only notice this person's struggles, failures, or mistakes, but God calls you to see beyond that, to see their heart, their potential, their destiny. Like Elisha, who saw God's army when others saw only enemies, you are called to see the divine hand at work in this person's life. Your vision becomes their lifeline, your faith their anchor, your love their pathway to redemption. Patience may be one of the hardest lessons here. Their choices might test your spirit, their setbacks might try your endurance, and their delays might tempt you to frustration. But God's patience never runs dry, and He is teaching you to mirror that same patience. Galatians 5 verse 22 tells us that love, joy, peace, and forbearance are fruits of the Spirit. Your willingness to stay patient is itself a fruit of His Spirit within you, a living testimony to your calling as one of His chosen. This person's story is not only about them, it is also about you and the power of your faithfulness. Every moment you remain steadfast, every prayer you whisper, every act of love you extend is a declaration to the heavens that God's love never fails. You are not simply helping them survive. You are building a testimony of redemption that will echo far beyond this moment, a legacy that will ripple across generations. The enemy will try to distract you with their current state, their resistance, their mistakes, their setbacks. But God is urging you to fix your gaze on their future, their purpose, their light that has not yet fully emerged. Your mission is to hold on to that vision, to believe in their destiny when they cannot. Like John the Baptist who prepared the way for Jesus, you are preparing the way for their breakthrough. Your faithfulness is paving their path toward redemption. At times, this mission may feel exhausting. Their struggles may seem too heavy for you to carry, their darkness too deep to pierce. But God is your strength and supply. Psalm 18 verse 1 declares, I love you, Lord, my strength. He is your shield, your source, your anchor. Lean into Him and let His power sustain you. You were never meant to carry this alone. He is with you in every step, strengthening you for the journey. Do not underestimate how close their breakthrough truly is. Every prayer you've prayed, every moment you've endured, every seed you've planted has brought them nearer to the light. Though your eyes may not yet see the change, God sees it unfolding. He knows the love you have poured out and the faith you have held on to. Their transformation is coming, and your faithfulness is the key that unlocks it. Do not give up now. You are standing on the edge of the miracle. This mission is not yours alone. It is a divine partnership. You and God are walking this road together. He is shaping you while also shaping them, molding both of you into vessels of His glory. Every act of faithfulness on your part aligns you with His eternal plan. Think of Nehemiah, who rebuilt Jerusalem's walls despite fierce opposition. He did more than rebuild a city. He restored a people's hope. In the same way, you are rebuilding this person's spirit, brick by brick, prayer by prayer, act of love by act of love. Their life may sometimes look like a storm that refuses to pass. You see their pain, their doubts, their rebellion, and it shakes your resolve. But hear God's warning, do not give up. Your presence is the calm within their storm, the anchor that keeps them from drifting too far. Like Paul, who endured shipwrecks, beatings, and imprisonment yet never stopped preaching, you are called to stand firm with unshakable faith. Your steadfastness is their lifeline, even when they cannot recognize it yet. The world will tell you to protect yourself, to walk away when the burden feels too heavy. But God's call is higher. He calls you to sacrificial love, the kind that gives even when it costs, the kind that stays even when it hurts. John 15 verse 13 says, Greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. Your mission is to embody that kind of love, not by dying, but by living for them. By pouring out God's grace daily through your patience, your kindness, your prayers, and your unwavering presence. At times, this person's heart may feel locked behind walls too high to climb, but you hold the key, God's love flowing through you. Your mission is not to force the door open, but to stand faithfully at it, knocking with gentle persistence, like the widow in Luke 18, who kept seeking justice until it was granted. Your persistence will break through. In God's time, their heart will open. Do not be deceived into believing your efforts are wasted. The enemy will point to their lack of progress, their repeated failures, and whisper that you should walk away. But God's fire within you declares otherwise. Your time, your love, your prayers, none of it is wasted. Ecclesiastes 11 verse 1 reminds us, "Cast your bread upon the waters, for after many days you will find it again." Your seeds are ripening into a harvest unseen but certain. This mission requires spiritual eyes. God has given you discernment to look beyond their actions and see their soul, to recognize the battle raging for them. Like Elisha's servant whose eyes were open to see God's army protecting them, you are called to see the heavenly protection surrounding this person. Your prayers are summoning angels. Your love is shifting unseen realms. Your faith is moving mountains the natural eye cannot detect. Their struggles may even echo parts of your own past, stirring old wounds or doubts. But this connection is part of God's plan. It heals not only them but you as well. This mission is a mirror, reflecting both their brokenness and your redemption. Each time you choose to stay, you testify that God's love heals, restores, and redeems. You are not just carrying them, you are proving His power alive in you. Even if they push your love away, retreat behind walls, or reject your efforts, your calling is not to demand their acceptance but to offer unconditional love. Think of Hosea, who loved Gomer despite her unfaithfulness. His relentless love was a reflection of God's own heart, a love that pursues even when rejected. Your love for this person is that same divine pursuit, a living testimony of God's unrelenting grace. The enemy will try again to tell you that this mission is too heavy, too impossible, too much for you to bear. But God chose you for this because He knows you can. Your heart, your faith, your resilience are perfectly designed for this assignment. As 1 Samuel 16 verse 7 reminds us, the Lord looks not at outward appearances, but at the heart. And your heart, chosen one, is your greatest weapon. This journey will also teach you surrender. You are not responsible for their choices, their timing, or their outcome. Your role is to surrender your expectations to God's plan, to trust His wisdom, to follow His lead. Like Mary who said, "I am the Lord's servant." You are called to say yes even when it is hard. Your surrender becomes your strength, your obedience your power, your faith your victory. Their darkness may try to weigh you down, their chains may try to bind your spirit, but you are not enslaved by their struggle. You are free in Christ, and your freedom is their hope. John 8 verse 36 declares, "If the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed." Your light becomes their guide, your faith their shield, your love their liberation. This person's life is like a canvas, and your love is the brush in God's hand. Every prayer you lift, every kind word you speak, every time you remain steadfast is another stroke of His grace, painting a masterpiece of redemption. You may not yet see the full picture, but God does, and in His time it will be revealed. God is the one guiding your hand. He's the one shaping this person's story through your faithfulness. Just as an artist trusts the process and knows that every brushstroke matters, you too must trust that every act of love, no matter how small, is building something beautiful. The enemy will try to make you see only what you lack. He will whisper about your doubts, remind you of your fears, point out your weaknesses. But God's voice is louder, and His warning is clear. Do not give up. You already have everything you need because He is within you. As 2 Peter 1 verse 3 says, His divine power has given us everything we need for a godly life. Your mission is not powered by your own strength, but by His. It is guided by His wisdom, sustained by His love, and secured by His promise. You lack nothing. This mission you've been given is a call to hope, not hope in whether this person changes quickly, not hope in their immediate response, but hope in God's plan. Your hope is not rooted in them, but in Him. Romans 15 verse 13 reminds us, "May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in Him." That hope is your strength, your shield, your anchor. Even when it feels as if nothing is shifting, every prayer you pray is moving mountains in the unseen realm. Every moment you choose to stay is causing ripples in the Spirit. Your love is breaking down walls, your faith is unlocking doors, and your presence is planting seeds that will bloom in God's perfect timing. Think of Joshua marching around Jericho in silence before the walls came crashing down. He didn't see results immediately, but every step was building toward a victory. That's the same faithfulness you're walking in now. This person's burden might feel too heavy for you at times. Their struggles, their choices, and their pain might overwhelm you. But remember what Jesus said in Matthew 11 verse 30, "My yoke is easy and my burden is light." You are not meant to carry the weight alone. Lean into His strength. Let Him carry what feels impossible for you. Your mission is not to fix them, but to love them. Your role is not to force change, but to remain faithful, patient, and prayerful until God opens the door of their heart. Their soul might feel like a fortress, their heart like a locked door, but your love is the key God has designed to fit perfectly in its time. You are not called to break in, but to wait with love, to stand with patience, and to believe with unshakable faith. Just as the Father waited for the prodigal son, your patience becomes their invitation to come home. Your presence becomes their hope. Your faith becomes the bridge that carries them back to God. The enemy will try to convince you that you're alone, that no one sees the sacrifices you're making, that no one understands the struggle you endure. But God sees it all. Every tear, every whispered prayer, every moment you choose to stay instead of walking away is precious in His sight. He promised in Hebrews 13 verse 5, "Never will I leave you, never will I forsake you." You are not alone. Heaven is watching. Your faithfulness is seen and celebrated. This mission also requires courage. It takes courage to keep loving someone who resists love, to stay when leaving would be easier, to believe when doubt screams louder than hope. But you were made for this. Like Deborah, who rose with courage and led her people, you too are called to lead this person with the strength of love. Your courage becomes their strength, your faith their hope, your presence their compass. And even when their darkness feels like it is pressing against your light, remember that your light comes from God. John 1 verse 5 says, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." No shadow can put out the flame He has placed within you. Their story is not finished. You are walking it with them, one step at a time. Every prayer, every act of faith, every choice to keep going is taking them closer to redemption. You may not see the end, but God sees the whole map. He knows the destination, and He has placed you as part of their journey because you are essential to their story. The enemy will try to make you doubt your role, whispering that the task is too great, that you're not enough, that someone else would be better. But God's response is clear. Do not give up. He chose you for this very mission because you are exactly who they need. Like Moses, who doubted his own voice yet led a nation, you too are being used in ways greater than you imagine. This calling is also a lesson in trusting God's process. It is natural to want to see immediate results, to know your efforts are making a difference, but much of God's work happens in hidden places. Like a seed resting beneath the earth, unseen through winter, waiting for the season of spring, breakthrough takes time. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 11 tells us, "He has made everything beautiful in its time." Even if you cannot see beauty now, God is already shaping it beneath the surface. You might feel like you are giving everything and receiving nothing in return. Their silence, their resistance, their hesitation might tempt you to question if it is worth it. But God's kingdom operates differently. No act of love is ever wasted. Luke 6 verse 38 says, "Give, and it will be given to you. Every seed of love you sow will return, not only in their life but in your own." Keep sowing, keep loving, keep praying, because your harvest is coming. Even when their mistakes hurt you, even when their resistance makes you question your strength, your role is to love through the pain, to remain when it is easier to walk away, to believe in their healing when they cannot believe for themselves. Just as Jesus loved Judas despite betrayal, you're called to love without limits. Your love is their lifeline, their chance to see God's grace alive through you. Do not let the enemy convince you that you are failing. He will point to their setbacks and struggles as proof that your efforts don't matter. But God's fire burns against that lie. Do not give up. Your efforts matter because they are fueled by Him. Philippians 2 verse 13 declares, "It is God who works in you to will and to act in order to fulfill His good purpose." Your love is His work in action, and it cannot fail. Their breakthrough, their healing, their purpose, all of it is tied to your faithfulness. You're not just helping them survive, you are partnering with God in a divine rescue mission. Your prayers are moving unseen mountains. Your love is breaking invisible chains. Your presence is rewriting destinies. You are closer to their miracle than you realize. This journey is like a divine tapestry, each thread of your faith weaving into a masterpiece. Every whispered prayer, every act of love, every moment of endurance is a golden stitch in a story that will outlast your lifetime. Think of Hannah, who prayed relentlessly for a child. Her faith not only brought Samuel into the world, but altered the destiny of a nation. Your faith in this mission is doing the same, shaping a future that you cannot yet see, but one that God has already written in eternity. Even when it feels like their struggles are a maze without an exit, your hand is the one pointing them toward freedom. Like Philip meeting the Ethiopian on the desert road, you are a divine encounter, leading them step by step toward truth. The world may tell you that you're wasting your time, that they are not worth the effort. But God's voice is louder than the world's noise. He is calling you to love as He does, with relentless hope, unwavering faith, and unconditional love. As 1 Corinthians 13 verse 7 says, "Love always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres." Your love is living proof of God's heart at work. This person may feel like a locked book, their story hidden behind walls you cannot read. Yet your mission is not to understand every page, but to trust that God is writing something far greater. Like Jeremiah, who spoke truth to a people who resisted, you are called to keep speaking love, trusting that God's word will take root in their heart. The enemy may tell you your efforts are invisible, that your sacrifices go unnoticed. But God sees it all. Every prayer you've spoken, every tear you've cried, every moment you've chosen to stay, He has recorded them. Psalm 56 verse 8 says, "You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle." Every tear you've shed for them is precious to God and is watering the seeds of their breakthrough. This is more than love. It is spiritual warfare. You are standing against forces that want to keep them bound. Your prayers pierce the darkness like arrows. Your love shields their heart from despair. Your faith cuts through the lies of the enemy. As Ephesians 6 verse 16 says, "Take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one." Your faith is dismantling every scheme of the enemy. You may feel their pain as if it were your own, and at times the weight may tempt you to pull away. But you are not meant to sink under their burden. You are meant to rise above it. God's Spirit lifts you, giving you wings like eagles. Isaiah 40 verse 31 promises, "Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles." Your hope in God is what keeps you strong, what allows you to keep loving even when it hurts. Even if they cannot yet see the light you're carrying, your role is not to force them to notice. It is to keep shining. Like a lighthouse in a raging storm, your presence is their guiding light, steady and immovable. Your prayers, your faith, your steadfast love are beacons that call them home to God's embrace. The enemy will try to discourage you by telling you that too much time has passed, that nothing is changing. But God's timing is perfect. Habakkuk 2 verse 3 says, "Though it linger, wait for it. It will certainly come and will not delay." Your waiting is not wasted. It is preparing the way for their miracle. Chosen one, God is asking you to trust His vision over what your eyes see. You may see their flaws, their struggles, their failures, but God sees their destiny. He's asking you to hold that vision on their behalf, to believe in their future when they cannot. Like Simeon, who waited faithfully to see the Messiah, you are called to wait with hope, knowing that God's promise will not fail. Your love is the bridge that connects them to that promise, the thread that ties them to redemption. Even when your hope feels thin, God's hope never runs dry. Romans 15 verse 13 says, "May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in Him." That endless hope is pouring into you, so you can keep pouring into them. Their story may feel like a fire consuming everything, but your love is the fuel that keeps the flame of redemption alive. You may not see the blaze yet, but God does. Like Elijah calling fire down from heaven, your prayers are calling His power into their life. The enemy will tell you that you are too weak, too tired, too flawed, but God's voice speaks louder. "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9. Your weakness is the very place where His strength shines brightest, making you the perfect vessel for this divine assignment. This mission is about love, the kind of love Christ gave, the kind that never turns away from the broken, the lost, or the unworthy. As John 13 verse 34 says, "As I have loved you, so you must love one another." Your love is His love flowing through you, changing a life forever. Even when their darkness seems to close in, remember what John 1 verse 5 says, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." Your light is from God, and no shadow can extinguish. Do not step away now. Their breakthrough is tied to your obedience, their healing to your faithfulness, their destiny to your presence. You are not just helping them, you are partnering with God Himself in a divine rescue mission. Your prayers are moving mountains, your love is shattering chains, your faith is rewriting their destiny. Do not give up, you are closer to the miracle than you know. If this message resonates within you, if you feel the fire of this calling in your spirit, claim it boldly. Stand firm in your mission, chosen one, for God has spoken clearly. Do not give up. This person is not just a passing part of your life. They are a divine assignment etched into your soul. Your love is their lifeline, your faith their anchor, your presence their proof that God never abandons His children. Every prayer, every tear, every sacrifice is building toward a miracle. You are not just a helper. You are a vessel of God's glory, writing a story of faith that will echo into eternity. As Psalm 23 verse 6 says, "Surely your goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life." That goodness and love are flowing through you, chasing them down, pulling them back home. Chosen one, this is not the end. It is the beginning of a new chapter, a testimony of love that will never quit. You have shown the world what it means to stand as God's light in the darkness. Walk forward knowing God is with you, guiding your steps, strengthening your faith, and multiplying your love. Your faithfulness has changed their story, and it has changed yours. Keep shining, keep standing, keep believing. You are God's chosen, and this mission is your legacy.